The city of Ascendara was founded on the belief that staircases possessed religious significance, and that, given enough stone, they could build all the way to the moon. Its scholars called this a sacred union of "why can't we get there yet?" and limestone, a question they attempted to answer exclusively by adding more stairs to everything. I would have flown over the entire city, as I am capable of flight and categorically opposed to stairs, but the Necronomicon insisted I retrieve what it referred to as their holy relic of ascension by taking the path of OSHA violations. It was quite clear what it meant. The book had shown me their ancient mural, which depicted a discarded elevator cage left behind by Ascendara's ancestors, complete with an internal ladder. I descended into the lower hall where the priests had gathered, a chamber carved entirely from limestone, worn smooth by generations of upward ambition. Smoke drifted lazily from shallow braziers. Velvet ropes had been placed with great care around what they called the frozen river of stairs. Historians with more honesty would have called it an escalator. The thing sat dormant at the center dais, stone steps locked in place, its metal sides dulled by age and reverence. The priests knelt in rows, palms pressed together at sharp angles, fingers steepled in what they believed to be an ancient gesture of power. Several of them hummed softly, producing a noise I can only describe as devotional elevator music remembered incorrectly. One noticed me and gasped, others followed. Soon the entire congregation was staring, eyes wide, expressions hovering somewhere between awe and a warranty dispute.
You walk the path of refusal,
Their high ascender said, rising with effort. His robes were embroidered with stair motifs, each step meticulously counted.
Have you come to judge the river?
No, I'm just looking for your relic. A surprised murmur rippled through the hall. Relief, gratitude. One priest wept openly.
Yes.
The high ascender breathed.
Then you must see its belly.
He led me closer, past the ropes, toward a small stone pedestal where a carved relief depicted the river in motion. Little figures rode it skyward, arms raised. One had fallen. This was commemorated with a plaque. At the base of the escalator, hidden behind a hinged stone panel, was a crude access hatch. The high ascender gestured reverently.
The river no longer hungers, it no longer climbs. We believe its spirit sleeps.
You mean it stopped working? His eyes widened.
You know the old words.
They opened the panel. Inside lay a tangled mess of ancient belts, seized gears, and a cracked housing where power should have flowed. Someone had tried to fix it once. The attempt was optimistic.
We tend the rituals, we chant, we sweep the steps. On holy days we apply oil.
We mostly use cooking oil for its headaches.
Another priest added, proudly. I stared at the mechanism, then at them. Your civilization built it. You need a mechanic. Where are they now? Silence fell. The bad kind. The kind where a belief system briefly considers suing reality. I regarded the exposed mechanism with professional contempt, which is to say, I regarded it at all, and I knew what they were thinking. I don't work on stairs, or their cousins. The priests began leaning into each other's ears for conversation, while others whispered among themselves, voices overlapping in anxious reverence.
He rejects the trial.
No, this is humility.
The ascender who will not ascend The cooking oil spill yesterday foretold of his arrival.
And that's when the Necronomicon slid free from my side and drifted closer, its pages fluttering with visible irritation. One page peeled open in ancient consternation, then another. Eventually, a cluster of ink-dark tentacles unfolded from between the pages, each tipped with a precise, unmistakably practical tool. A wrench, a socket key, something disturbingly similar to a multimeter. The priests gasped as one.
It is the papyrus deity.
Another fell fully prostrate.
Behold the bound archive of hands.
Get up. That spot doesn't look clean. Also, give it a moment. The Necronomicon went to work. In fact, it turned to a page with its favorite music and played Working for the Weekend by Loverboy. One looked around wildly.
Is this the chant of preparation?
No, it's what it listens to when it's trying to concentrate. The book's tentacles resumed their work in time with the rhythm, tightening bolts, realigning gears, tapping once against the housing, like a mechanic testing whether the problem had learned its lesson. The escalator shuddered again, embarrassed, then complied. It moved with the efficiency of a being that had fixed this exact problem 17 trillion times across civilizations that refused to label things properly. A belt was loosened, a gear realigned. A cracked housing was reinforced with a sigil that looked suspiciously like a municipal compliance stamp. The book emitted a low, annoyed rustle, the sound of infinite knowledge being forced to deal with a loose bolt. The priests edged closer, eyes wide.
Should we bow?
Asked the High Ascender, trembling.
Or chant? Or apply more oil?
No, cooking oil stays in the kitchen. What is wrong with you? With a final sharp clack, the tentacles withdrew. The pages snapped shut. The escalator shuddered, then obediently it moved. The priests screamed. Several laughed. One began composing scripture aloud and had to be restrained. The High Ascender turned to me, tears streaking his face.
You have awakened the river. You have changed our lives.
I'm literally just an annoyed outer god, I supervised.
Well, today you are an inner god. In our hearts.
Okay, I'm leaving.
Wait. Benevolent one, what is your name?
I hesitated. My name is Cthulhu.
And your last name?
Excuse me.
Your last name. The name that comes after the first.
That's classified. And what of it? Am I being onboarded? Do you want my credit card number too? Would you like to know my favorite color? When my tentacles molt. Listen, meat puppets, your pitch is horrid. I'm really leaving now. And stop applying cooking oil to machines. From the access hatch, something dislodged and clattered onto the stone floor. The Necronomicon nudged it toward me with a page. The sacred key of vertical access. Then, long, slender, unmistakably ceremonial, its teeth shaped like a ladder carved in miniature steps. I pocketed it. Behind me, the priests had already begun bowing again, this time toward the escalator and the book, hedging their theology. The Necronomicon drifted back to my side, smug in the way only an object that just fixed your civilization can be. We left them ascending happily toward nowhere in particular. I returned to the bonfire with the sacred key of vertical access, still warm in my pocket. The kind of warmth that suggests an object believes it has improved my life without consultation. The Necronomicon hovered against the fire like it was a miniature god of war. Its 4 golden eyes shifted in presentation to the key it greedily hoarded. Do you want to explain yourself, or should I tell us what we both already know, old friend? The book ensconced itself deeper into the fire like a house cat finding the best spot for comfort in a house. Ah, have it your way. Let us not pretend this was about the city, or the priests, or your sudden concern for vertical theology. The Necronomicon opened itself part way, just enough for a few pages to shuffle in its own language of eldritch Morse code. You saw an advertisement on TV again. Another page flipped, a small rustle of agreement. You cannot keep making decisions based on commercials. The book's pages fanned open wider now, revealing nothing readable, just diagrams, marginalia, and a faint shimmer of self-satisfaction. Let me guess. This time it was about security. The book's eyes narrowed, pleased, very pleased. Oh yes, of course it was. I leaned back, staring into the fire. You are not a house. You know that, right? A page fluttered. No, you are not like a bank either. Another page flipped, and this time, writing appeared. It was an explanation outlining why 2-step verification was critical to the continued integrity of its forbidden knowledge. You are not an online account. The Necronomicon drifted in a small circle, as if considering my objections and finding them adorably incomplete. I read the words manifesting on its page aloud. I am frequently stolen, opened, misused, worshipped, skimmed, quoted out of context. Locks are good. 2-step locking mechanisms are better. Modern age got one thing right. The glow intensified, and keys are traditional. Also, shiny things are very convincing. The Necronomicon closed itself with a soft, smug thump. Silence followed, and the fire almost seemed apologetic with second-hand embarrassment. So, you dragged me through a civilization's entire belief system. You allowed yourself to be briefly worshipped as a papyrus deity. You played music while committing unauthorized mechanical intervention. The book did not deny this. Also, you could install a second lock on yourself. The book somersaulted in the affirmative. Just slightly. A gesture I have come to recognize as triumph. Do you even know what this key actually opens? A pause. A single-page dog-eared itself. So you don't. That is not reassuring. But maybe it's just decorative. I guess you have a mythic keychain of sorts now. The Necronomicon drifted back to my side, clutching its secrets and its new security upgrade, radiating the unmistakable confidence of something that has learned exactly one lesson and will now apply it forever. I sighed, added another log to the fire, and made a note to check whether it had also subscribed to any services. Because if it had learned about 2-step authentication, then sooner or later it was going to discover passwords. And I do not have the patience for that conversation.